Hello everyone. We are really excited to have another product update, and we are finishing our technical year with my data update, which is really exciting and really powerful. So today I'll do my best to show you different use cases, how you can create really complex segments right now, how you can add your own data and overlap it with the data you already have in JetOctopus, how you can watch conversions within your SEO channel and within different improvements you implement, and watch the dynamics of the main KPI of any business as the conversions, and also how you can handle really big CSV files right now and to work with it. So let's start with the first use case around the segments. You used to be able to create segments only by URL filter or some attribute of the URL. And right now you will be able to create segments by list of URLs. It's a usual situation when the business comes and says that there is a list of bestsellers, let's say, and they want to have a look at the SEO efficiency by these URLs. So usually it takes a lot of time for different Excel uh, exercises, and right now I will show you how to make it really quickly. So there is a list of these URLs. You export it into CSV. And you see your usual dashboard. There is my data. So we take our file and upload it here. So it is uploaded successfully. And what we have here, we should give the title to this data set. So we are creating a new data set. It will be added in your data table and you will be able to join it as you usually do it with other data tables. So here the name is taken from the initial file. We are rock with it, bestsellers. First row is header. What it means? It means that your first row in your file consists the name of the future columns. So your initial file has 3 columns: URL, sales items, sales USD. And here we have the same. So the module works really effectively and it recognizes all this data. What else we should pay attention to? Types of columns. It is very important. First of all, the dataset should have the URL, as JetOctopus, the whole work of JetOctopus is based on the URL info. And right now we have here URL, sales items, sales USD. Next. Here we have different types of data, and we should specify exactly what data we have in this particular case. So the data can be of different types. It can be string, integer, float, boolean. And why we need to specify it at this stage? As this information will be applied for further sorting and filtering the data. For example, if the data is it is the numbers, the system will apply such operations as greater than, less than, equal to. If the data will be string, there will be such operations as consist or does not consist some information. In this particular case, we have numbers and it should be integer, so we load the data. So the data is successfully imported. there are 780 rows. You can save it as a segment, view the data from here, join it right now with crawl pages, with logs pages, with Google Search Console pages. But our first use case is about making complex segments, and we will start with it. So we save it as a segment. It offers us the name, bestsellers, and we save a segment. The segment was created, and right now I would like to have a look at all the crawling reports just by this particular segment. So I pick up this segment. We see our 778 pages, and we see the problems by this concrete segment. We see that all of them are closed from indexation. We see that there are issues with loading time, and you can make the conclusions concerning this particular list of URLs, what you should change so to improve the situation with technical SEO on these pages. Again, here you can go to edit your segment. How it works. We see that we are editing this segment with title bestsellers. Dataset bestsellers is joined automatically here, and we can add additional filters. For example, sales items greater than, let's say, 2000, and we will name that more than 2000 items. Save a segment, and we see that there are 613 pages which have more than 2000 items on the page, on these best-selling pages. Again, you can edit in many ways, and for example, you can also add bot logs dataset or Google Search Console dataset. Let's say when you join bot logs and you want to know your best-selling pages with more than 2000 items on a page which are not present in logs. So search bots don't visit them. And you can make a lot of operations here playing with this data, and you see that it takes no time at all and gives a lot of deep insights. Again, you can work with this in your data table. So you pick up all the pages, go to data table pages, and you see that we've got a new data set, bestsellers. And you have all the usual options here to play with the data as you already got used to working with. For example, we add dataset bestsellers, and we want to get the pages which are present in crawl pages and also present in bestsellers dataset. You apply, and you are getting your 778 URLs. Or you want to get the pages from crawl dataset and which are not present in bestsellers, so all the rest pages. And you've got the rest of the URLs here. Also, you can add bot logs dataset and watch what is the situation with your bestsellers about the bots visits, or you can add your Google Search Console data and see what about the impressions, CTR, and clicks within this particular dataset, etc., etc. So you already know that working with segments in really various ways gives us a lot of deep analytics and a lot of really priceless insights, so please use it to the full. Another use case, adding your own data. So you can add different data from PPC campaigns or social interactions or many other data to find out what is the impact on your organic traffic, what is the impact on crawl budget or indexation. So you can really effectively interact with different teams at your company and to realize the impacts of their activities on your particular traffic channel. So, for example, you get the file with the top pages with likes from Facebook, with tweets, and you have a list of it. So you want to add this data to your dashboard. Again, we go to My Data, Import File. Then we take this CSV file. Again, we see the correlating title for it. All of the columns are correct here. So we just load the data. And again, we see that it is successfully completed. There are 79 rows here, and we again can view the data right away, join it with crawl pages, join it with logs pages, with Google Search Console pages. Let's jump into the crawl pages and join it with it. So we get the pages from a crawl dataset, also which are present in Amazon top pages likes dataset, and we apply it and get our 79 URLs here. And we set up additional columns, and we would like to get this info in our dashboard. And you see that you've got this information, how many Facebook likes, how many tweets this particular URL has. Again, you can sort it here and get the most liked pages and the pages with the most of tweets, and to work with it in different ways you want to work with. Then again, you can add additional filters. For example, URL contain like Facebook likes, let's say less than 100. So you would like to improve the pages which need more likes. And we've got just one URL which is not so popular as the rest of the pages from this data set. Just 23 Facebook likes, and you can get this URL and improve it. Again, you can add different filters and work with this data here really quickly. So you see that you don't need to export the data in Excel, then filter them, then join it in other ways. So it is really handy to work with different data sets just in one place. So to get the needed insights and just to export the sorted list of URLs, let's say, to your content team for further improvement. The next use case is overlapping conversions on the website to your data. This is really handy to cooperate with the rest of your team and to speak to the business their language, because they don't really usually like to talk about crawling budget or site visibility or interlinking structure, etc. And it usually leads to the situation when you don't have enough arguments so to prioritize your tasks, etc. And this is a really good opportunity for you to get these stable arguments and to speak business language, overlapping the conversions of the website to your data and making the necessary conclusions why such pages have the better conversions and the rest of them have less conversions. And again, you can make it with the help of my data and to build the same funnel from the very first stage to the most important stage, pages with conversions. So right now you have this at hand and you're able to build this SEO funnel. So you go to my data overview, there is the bestsellers data set, and when you add the conversions data set, you will get additional column here with this information, and you will be able, even from this particular case, you will be able to correlate the conversions with the number of items on the page, or maybe with the price of this product. So here you have the option to add different information which can have impact on the final conversion, and to say for sure that we should improve this list of URLs so to increase the conversion, because we see that it really works on our particular website. Again, you can add also the data from SEMrush, Ahrefs, and to overlap backlinks also. For example, I have the CSV file with backlinks from SEMrush. We can call it backlinks from SEMrush. And check if everything is fine. By the way, really important detail here. So we see that in the file with backlinks from SEMrush, the first column with URL, it is source URL, so it is some external URL. But we need this target URL, which is Amazon URL, and all the system of JetOctopus works with these URLs. So what we should make within the settings of this data here, we see that they try to get the first column as the URL key, and it is not the URL key in this particular case for us. We put it string, and the next column we make it URL key. All the rest is correct here, so we just load the data. It is successfully completed. There are 10 rows here, and we can again view the data, join it. So let's jump into joining it with crawl pages. And we see again additional data sets here, and we add this additional columns: page source, source title, and we are getting the URLs from crawl pages dataset with backlinks from SEMrush, and have this information here again to sort and to export. And the last use case for today, it is the big data. So it is a usual situation when you've got really big files and your Excel doesn't work with it, cannot just process it. So we have this option in JetOctopus, so you can upload really big data like 1 GB CSV file through my data. Again, the same process, and to process the data within the JetOctopus platform, overlapping and joining it with different data sets, and you will have absolutely the same workflow and the same tools to play with data and to process it. So we did our best to make this section really helpful, and we will keep developing my data section. So if you have any questions and not everything is clear, please ask. And if you have some uncovered needs within my data downloading, please give us a note. We are always really open and we love to get your notes and to make our platform as helpful as possible, so to make your life easier. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.